This video is about why you should know how to sail on and off anchor and how to do it. I'm a real advocate of doing it as much as you can so that you're well practiced. Just pretend your engine's not working, so you need to do it. So of course you could use your dinghy to help out or call for help, but it's really good to be self-sufficient, especially when you're sailing in remote places like here in the Gulf of California or up in Alaska where there might not be anyone to come help. So you're just gonna be stuck otherwise. So good to have that self-sufficiency. There are lots of things to think about when you're gonna sail on or off anchor. So let's start with sailing onto the anchor. First of all, you need to consider other boats that are around. Is the holding good? And do you have a lee shore that you're sailing towards? As in, if once you drop the anchor, if you start dragging, are you going to be ending up on the beach right away? So for the first time you're going to do this, the best way to do it is to sail up to a beach where the wind's coming off of it. And hopefully there's no boats and the holding's good. And you can just practice that way. And the next thing is to start to depower, because you don't want to be coming in there going 5-6 knots and then suddenly drop anchor. So the way I do that is I start to reduce the genoa down to like a storm jib size as I'm getting pretty close and slow the boat down to around 2 knots or something really easy and safe to just navigate around. Next, to get the anchor ready, so you get it off the bow roller so it's ready to drop, and then I will roll the genoa in all the way. Preferably, I'll sail past where I'm going to anchor and then be able to do a circle as I always do when I'm using the engine. That can be achieved alone with the mainsail, so you can sort of tack around slowly and just survey what the bottom looks like and look at the depths that you're seeing on your depth sounder. And then finally, I face the boat into the wind, drop the mainsail, and let the boat slow down, and then drop the anchor right away as the boat has stopped. And rather than just putting the chain out really quickly, as you shouldn't do anyways, but more importantly here, because you don't want to end up with a big pile of chain on the bottom over top of the anchor, you slowly feed it out. So initially you get it down to the bottom, and then you watch the boat backing up slowly with the wind, and then you can feed out more chain until you get your scope that you want. And then put the snubber on and watch to make sure you're holding. You take all your sights to land and see that you are solid. And if I had the choice, I wouldn't do this before a gale or something like that. I'm going to want to back down on the anchor really well at the engine just to make sure that everything is good that way. But if you need to, if your engine's not working, it's really good to know how to sail onto anchor. Okay, so you've sailed onto anchor, and now you got to get off anchor as well. So the way I approach it is surveying the scene, looking for all the hazards. If the wind is blowing you onto the beach, this is where you got to be really cautious with this. I wouldn't recommend doing this your first time when you're trying to sail off anchor. So ideally, again, wind coming off the beach. Take the snubber off and then get your mainsail up. And you slowly start tacking back and forth, trying to keep the boat as straight as possible, trying to keep it relatively slow. If you need to, you can let the main sheet go and let it luff up a bit, and that will slow the boat some. And it's just as simple as that. You slowly drive forward using the mainsail and then bring the anchor up, trying not to put too much tension on the windlass, as you should never do. As soon as the anchor's up, then you head off the wind and start going towards your destination. Just as easy as that. Yeah, so that's a little quick summary of how to sail on and off anchor. These are skills that I think every sailor should know, and just to be self-sufficient and not have to be calling for help when you really shouldn't need it. It's not that difficult, it shouldn't be that stressful, and with lots of practice, you'll be able to do it like a pro, no problem at all. Here's us sailing off the anchor from start to finish in ideal conditions with a moderate breeze coming off the land. Enjoy! Okay, go ahead and start bringing the anchor up. How we doing? Where's the chain? Still straight ahead? Okay. And just like that, we're sailing now.